NFR.
NFR Extra is a podcast dedicated to the Wrangler National Finals Rodeo and features icons and personalities that embody the Western lifestyle.
I mean, it is anybody's game here in the Thomas and Mack. You stub your toe the wrong way in here, and you're done. So they steer wrestlers, we go above and beyond to help each other out. Because like I say, that you help somebody out today because you're probably going to be the one that needs help tomorrow.
Right.
That's your guys that go to the finals every year, is the guys that can consistently win the bottom holes.
Yeah.
First is going to be dang near drawn. Like I say, there's going to be 5 steers at every rodeo that we go to that are better than the rest. And if the top guys draw them, they are going to win. It's just the way it works. But those bottom holes are up for grabs by just slowing down and using your head.
Yeah, slow is smooth, smooth is fast sort of a deal, and consistency on it.
I'd rather an opportunity to win than a chance to lose.
This is pro rodeo announcer Andy Seiler, and you are listening to NFR Extra.
There's money on the table. That must mean Tyler Waguespack's here. 5-time world champ. I don't know about you guys, but this is always one of my favorite conversations, and I know Tyler wants to keep having them because that means he's a world champion again. So I want to know round 10 because I know there was a lot of speculation on TV, and you've kind of given us some of that information as to what really went down, but I want you to tell our audience that round 10 story here for gold buckle number 5.
You know, after I threw the steer down, I was super pumped up, come out of the arena and everything, and the last couple guys still got to run their steers. And Will Loomis grabs me. He's, hey, come on with me. So we walk down the alleyway, you know, and we're sitting there talking, and we're trying to figure out what's got to be done for the rest of the guys. So Matt Reeves was, he's our director. He's standing up by the box. So I hollered at Matt. I said, hey, what's got to happen right here? And he said, Dalton has to win at least 4th in the round to have a shot. And he said, even then, he said, we got to do the math. He said, 3rd for sure, 4th is going to be close. So I said, okay, so I just kept walking down the alleyway. I'd never seen Dalton run the steer. I'm all the way in the back. Will walked back up to the chute. Right as Will gets up there, Will turns around, looks at me, and hollers out, he just run through the barrier. And I said, shut the fuck up. We done did it again. And the camera is in my nose, so they think that I'm cussing at Dalton sitting right in the arena. And I'm like, everybody calls me, why are you mad? Why are you mad? I'm like, I am so far away from this. Like, I wasn't even in the building whenever this happened. Like, what the heck are y'all talking about? Yeah, them cameraman, they'll get you every time. So I told him, I said, we weren't even in the same building.
Yeah, there's more than one reason why we don't video record this podcast.
Oh, yeah.
It's all audio.
Yeah, I told them, I said, man, I wasn't even there.
How'd that one feel?
That one was great. I mean, everybody dream, like I said it the other night, everybody dreams of being bottom of the 9th, 2 outs, bases loaded, and you got to swing for the fence to win. And that's what that was. I mean, I had to win the round. I had a steer that wasn't the one to do that on, by no means, and blew the barrier out, caught him as close as anybody could have caught him that week, and I thought made probably the best run I've ever made in that building there in the 10th round. So I'm glad all the stars aligned and the ducks are in a row right there.
But I would guess a guy with your experience, you want an opportunity to run at it, right? You don't want to have to just catch.
I don't want
steer.
safety.
Yeah.
No, I'd rather have to be 2-9 to win the gold buckle than to be 10 flat to win it every time.
I think that brings too much pause and too much thinking versus.
I'd rather an opportunity to win than a chance to lose.
Yeah, that's solid. Do you change your mindset? I mean, as the years have gone by, like that deal, have you always kind of had that mindset?
You know, as the years have gone by, everything's gotten a lot slower and simpler, and the decisions that you can make. And like the young guys that are traveling with me right now, I keep trying to preach that into them, that this game is super, super simple if you just slow down. Everybody thinks whenever they first come out here that in order to compete on this giant stage, they've got to do something that they've never done before in the practice pen. They got to start trying to cut corners and all that kinds of stuff. Whenever at the end of the day, a slow, solid run is what's going to win. If you draw the steer that's 3-5, that's the 3-second steer, a high school kid can throw that steer in 3 and win first. It's no problem.
Right.
But the disciplinary is a guy that goes out there and draws the steer that can be thrown in 4-5, slow down, hit the barrier, do everything correct, and throw him in 4-4 and win from 5th, 6th, or 7th place in the rodeo. That's your guys that go to the finals every year, is the guys that can consistently win the bottom holes.
Yeah.
First is going to be dang near drawn. Like I say, there's going to be 5 steers at every rodeo that we go to that are better than the rest. And if the top guys draw them, they are going to win. It's just the way it works. But those bottom holes are up for grabs by just slowing down and using your head.
Yeah. Slow is smooth is fast sort of a deal, and
Every
consistency on it.
Well,
every time.
your point's well made because I don't remember which one of Speed and Rich's titles it was, but there was one year where they literally won, I think, 2 rodeos the whole year. But they placed at like 85% of the rodeos that they went to.
2018, I won the world. Go back and look at the stats. I won 0 rodeos.
You didn't win a rodeo.
I won a rodeo. I won the world.
That's not a bad rodeo to win, though.
Nope. I won the average at the NFR, and I won 2 go-rounds while I was here in 2018.
Wow.
That was the – I mean, I wouldn't count – I mean, don't get me wrong. I won go-rounds at rodeos throughout the year, but as far as was the rodeo champion, no.
Yeah.
I try to explain to guys all the time, and I use like all the big 3-headers that we go to all the time. Guys will sit there, and you're going to watch at Dodge City, somebody's going to go out there and be 3-2, and that's going to win the round, and everybody's sitting there, oh, man, I got to be 3-2 3 times. No, you can go out there and be 4-5 3 times. 13-5 is going to win top 3 in the average every time. You can be 4-5 all day.
Right.
And they don't slow down to see that.
On that 18 deal, like not winning a rodeo, did that affect, like, gosh darn it, like I've just been kind of 4th, 5th place all year long or 3rd or whatever? I mean, is that one of them things to where it's just like, or you're just, nope, just keep doing what I'm doing?
Absolutely not. I mean, you're out here at all these pro rodeos. If you get a check, you have to have made a good run.
Right.
So, I mean, you just got to keep doing your job over and over and over again. And don't get frustrated. Don't get caught up in the moment that where somebody before you jumps out there and they're really, really fast. Don't change your game plan.
Yeah.
You still got a job to do. You still got to hit the barrier, stay on your feet, get all the nose, make the steer hit flat. And whatever, your horsepower and the steer allows you to do is all you can do.
Yeah.
But you cannot start trying to cut corners. And if you start cutting corners, you're going to get beat like a drum out here.
So that, I mean, not changing your game plan or what you do, but like this rodeo is different than any other rodeo, right? I mean, correct?
If I hit the start, stay on my feet, make him hit flat, they're going to give me a check every night.
Yeah. That's crazy.
So in the regular season, is there a number that you have in mind on a weekend basis, or are you just trying to take it one run at a time? Because I have heard of some younger guys that will kind of talk themselves into, if I win X amount every weekend.
I don't like to put that type of pressure on. Like I say, I know I always talk about I love pressure, but I don't ever think about it that way because I went to the NFR in 5th place before with 80,000, and I went into the NFR in 3rd place last year with 150,000. Well, that's a $70,000 gap. We can go to the same amount of rodeos. Well, heck, that's an average of what, 3,500 for the first one and 5,500 for the second one. I mean, how do you know if that $3,500 a week was doing great back then, and the $5,500 a week is doing great now?
Yeah,
it doesn't matter. It's just however you can win, because there's going to be weeks out there where, I mean, I've had weeks where I go like the Spanish Fork Salt Lake week out there. I've won 30,000 before, and then you may go 2 or 3 weeks later where you don't win nothing, but that's all right. I mean, you won 30,000 3 weeks ago. That kind of, out of those 3 weeks, you're at a $10,000 average. You're still kicking ass.
Yeah, that's not a bad deal. So what about like training regimen throughout the year? Now that you're where you're at with 9 NFR qualifications, 5 world titles, do you change any of your training up? Do you slow it down, reassess, reevaluate? What's that looking like?
I go to the gym 5 days a week to work on being flexible and fast. I don't necessarily want to get bulky. I don't necessarily want to get big. I just want to stay quick and fine-tuned. I practice probably 2 hours every day that I'm at home. Whenever we're on the road, we find places to work horses and get a little bit of practice in, but we still stick with the gym and all that kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
So I will say that whenever I was 21 to 25 years old, I could go eat whatever I wanted, do all that kinds of stuff, be lazy, be a slob, and still be just as fast and quick and sharp as I wanted to be. And I mean, I'm not necessarily getting old, but I'm older. I got to start watching out for that kind of stuff right now.
Got to watch the sweets.
Yeah. They'll sneak up on you.
Do you have a favorite fair food?
Fair food, no. But if I walk into a truck stop, which we stop at them all the time, I am getting a 4-pack of Reese's Pieces, like the Reese's peanut butter cups.
The fat kid still lives.
And I got the sharing size, and everybody knows do not touch them.
Yeah. Do you put them in the fridge or the freezer, or you just?
I put them in my mouth.
Oh.
It's over with. Like I'm not. We're not out the parking lot yet.
Ain't no messing around.
No, hell no.
There ain't nothing but a wrapper left.
I'm chewing one and unwrapping the next. It's game over.
Yeah, I'm just glad you didn't say roller dogs or something like that.
Oh, no. Or roller taquitos. I don't.
Oh, no.
I don't want to know what's in those things.
You don't know how long they've been sitting there
2-3
either.
days on the warm light.
That too.
Yeah. Who's in your truck right now?
Right now we got Cash Robb, who won the rookie last year. I look for him to go to the finals this year. Yeah. Talon Roseland from Iowa. He's been living with me for about the last 2 years. Been making really, really good runs here lately, making a lot of progress. I look for him to do well. And then I got Caden Camp is going to go with us. He's got a real nice Hayes horse. We were needing a little bit more hazing power this year, and he's got a sorrel that's good in just about every setup. So he's going to come with us this summer. I don't really rodeo like everybody else does. Everybody else will go bounce back and forth, go all over the world, run their horses up and down the road. Yeah. And like Caden, he was talking to me. He said, "Man," he said, "your rodeo pretty damn simple." I said, "Yeah." I said, "But whenever I go to a rodeo," I said, "I'm going to have a full night's sleep. I'll wake up the next morning. My horses are going to be fresh. Their legs aren't going to be wrung out." I said, "Guys are burning up and down the road right now. And here in the last month and a half of the year, they're going to be going to 2 or 3 rodeos a week." I said, "We're going to split the teams up, and we're going to be going to 6 and 7 rodeos a week. We still get our 80 rodeos. But I said, the drives get shorter, the money gets better."
Yeah.
I said, "Hell, you got to use your head out here."
Well, that dragging horse down the highway thing, like you said, I mean, that's harder on them than the runs, hands down.
I can make the drive from Greeley this year to Reno. I've got a day and a half to do it. No problem. Can make the drive myself. It's all good. I'm splitting my horses up. I'm going to send a fresh team to Reno. I'm going to have Cheese sitting over there to run the fresh steers. And I've got Mac who's going to go to the fast setup of Greeley. And like I say, they don't have to get drug around with me if I don't need to. I can have a fresh horse wherever I go, and I'm going to let the other guys drag legs off their horses and be tired, have their horses tired, and me be sitting there fresh and ready to go.
Mouthful of Reese's.
That's damn right.
Yeah. How about, are them young guys pretty receptive to I mean.
They're like herding cats.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
They are very, very hard-headed. You can literally set the table for them and tell them, "Okay, you got 3 options right here. Which one to pick?" And they're picking the dumb one every time. And you sit back and explain to them, and they'll tell you, "Oh yeah, that makes a lot of sense." I'm like, "Yeah,
we're not going to do it that way, though.
We should have did that in the first place."
Yeah, that Cash Robb, we had an opportunity. We were just talking with Riley Webb. And that Junior World Finals thing, we watched that kid show up and just dominate. I mean, he was a man amongst boys.
Yeah, Cash has been. His dad called me his senior year in high school, and just kind of picking my brain about what I was going to be doing in the fall and all that kind of stuff. Cash was going to be going to school at Texas A&M Commerce. I was like, "Yeah," I said, "I know the coach over there. I said, I know guys that go over there. It's a good place to go." And so we talked for a little while, and he hung up. He called me back the next day. He wanted to know, same conversation went over again. What you doing this fall, like practicing and all that kind of stuff? And he said, Cash is going to be going to Texas A&M Commerce. And I said, "Yeah, that's good." I said, he's going to do well over there and this, that, and the other. And hung the phone up. Third day we talked again. And he said, "We got all them classes online and stuff." And, and I was like, "Oh, so you don't have to stay over there?" He goes, "No." I said, "Do you want him to come stay at the house?" "Man, that would be great if he could come hang out over there with you."
Yeah. 3 options one more time.
And I've known them since Cash was probably, I think he jumped his first steer down with us whenever he was 12 or 13 years old, like little bitty guy. Yeah. His little brother's 11 right now, jumping steers off a horse. Like they're just problems and doing outstanding too. Yeah. A little bitty kid, but not a little bitty kid. He's a big kid. Yeah. But he's doing great. And but no, Cash has been down there, and if you tell Cash climb up on the barn and do cartwheels off the top of it, and it's going to help you bulldog, he's going to do it. Yeah. He doesn't ask any questions. He listens. If I'm off doing something, he goes, saddles my horses, his horses, pins the steers, drags the arena, and is sitting there waiting to get going every day. Like he's in the gym. He stays in a little apartment that my mom and dad have at their house, and it's all the way at the front of our road. And whenever we get up in the morning right at daylight to go to the gym, we pull out there, and he can sit underneath the carport. He can sit inside. I'll honk the horn, any of that kinds of stuff. He's sitting on the edge of the road waiting to go to the gym. Yeah. Like you never have to worry. It can be pouring down rain. He'll be sitting at the road waiting. Yeah. He was kind of like when we first started seeing him too. I was like, "Man, that's kind of a big kid." And like as the years went on, I was like, he's getting bigger. I was like, God dang, that is a thick kid there.
But that's the thing. Like if you flick him or punch him he's solid.
You punch him.
Foot racing.
Really?
This boy is 5'8" and can fly.
No joke.
Oh yeah. We had a deal. Mark Joyner, he rodeos down there, or he rodeos full time too. But Mark grew up down by the house, and he come practice with us for a little while. and we do this deal at the gym where we hook the sleds up at the end of our leg workout. And Talon, he'll take off. I'll let Talon take off, and I'll try to pass Talon because I'm faster than both of them. And so Mark said, well, heck, me and you'll do that. He said, you take off, and I'll try to catch you. And me and Talon are sitting there just laughing. You're not catching him. And this Cash just starts running around the gym, and Mark cannot keep up with him.
It was like a blue heeler dog.
Yeah,
you turn him loose, and there ain't no calling him back.
Yeah.
Let's take a quick pause, and we'll be right back. Do you need a dose of social? A dash of insider info? Then the National Finals Rodeo's social network is set up just for you. Get updates, insights, unique content, and much more on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. You can find us at /Las Vegas NFR. Be sure to use hashtag Wrangler NFR on your posts and tweets. There's something for all rodeo fans. The biggest stage, the brightest lights, the Wrangler National Finals Rodeo.
So, being around these younger athletes, is there anything you look at and go, man, I wish I could have told this to Tyler Waguespack 10 years ago?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, if they knew the golden ticket that they had, which I know they're just shaking their head at most of it, but it's the same way I did with Ote. I mean, I had Ote helping me out all whenever I was little, and all the stuff I used to sit back and say, man, this old guy's crazy. He don't know what he's talking about, this, that, and the other. And looking back now, I hate to give him the credit. He's smarter than he looked.
Yeah.
Didn't take much there, but
no.
I mean, he is in purple today, so there's that too.
Oh yeah. Hey, don't worry. Y'all watch Ote at the back number ceremony this year. He's got to have a purple sports jacket on.
Oh,
yeah.
really?
What?
Oh, yeah. If I beat him, I'd have 5 gold buckles, and he had 4. He had to wear a purple sports coat. The NFR.
That's a lot of purple.
Oh yeah. I don't know if they make that big.
Hey, Ote, when you're done with that, let me borrow. I could cover some hay up.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So you got the Hazen power, you got the horsepower, and you're content with that. Like, you got any horsepower coming down the line that you're looking at, or you pretty good with where you're at?
We're always looking for stuff. I've got a new bay horse that I've got going right now. I've got Mac and Cheese, the two of them we got running right now, and Mac, he's come along really, really fast. It's probably the fastest I've ever made a bulldogging horse, which he's hazed a ton at rodeos and stuff, so he's already been in the lights and all that kind of stuff. And we were looking for a bulldogging horse for a minute, just something else to go with Cheese. And man, we just haven't finding anything. You know, we'd go through them, and they make just good, all right horses, but nothing that you want to bring out on the road.
Yeah.
And my dad is sitting there talking. He said, man, you got one of them that can outrun sound sitting right there on the other side. He said, why don't we move him over? And so one day I threw the bulldogging saddle on, just played around, scored a couple steers on him. And Cash was hazing, and Cash said, you going to run by the first one? I said, yes. Yeah. So just go and get alongside of him. So I run by the first one, just see what he does. And I jumped the first one. It was probably mid-3 on him.
Really?
We brought him back, scored a couple of them, put him up, and he's never run more than probably 2 or 3 a day. Just keep playing with him, score and run a couple of them, and he's just been getting better and better and better. His first rodeo was the other day at Mount Pleasant, Texas. Just sharp start. Was going to give Cheese a day off, and hell, I was 4 flat, won the rodeo on him. So he's going to be our stuff that we use at a lot of the fast setups this year.
Yeah. That's good. You got the horsepower on that side. So what about on the practice? You're going to the gym and everything. How many steers do you throw when you're practicing during the week?
At home during the fall is when we get probably or the fall and spring is when we get the bulk of our practice in and everything. And I normally keep about 35 to 50 head of steers at the house all the time.
Toofta.
And we run probably it's normally about 3 or 4 of us there practicing every day. And we run probably 3 rounds on the ground, and we'll probably all run probably 8 to 10 steers off horseback.
No kidding.
Yeah, we practice for hours.
It's a lot.
Who are the best hazers going right now?
Remy Parrott, Tyler Pearson, Dirk Tavener, Kyle Irwin does really good. In my mind, Remy Parrott and Pearson are kind of the league of their own, and that's also due to Remy having JC on the hay side. That horse is amazing. I mean, Pearson's got Metallica. If they ever make a statue of the horse of the year, if they ever would give Hayes horse of the year away for the AQHA, he would be the statue. Like
that's
that
the big gray horse,
the
right?
big gray. That horse is unreal.
Yeah. Well, it's I've heard many people, and not just steer wrestlers, talk about Tyler's ability with a horse. So, you know, I mean, I've heard some team ropers and tie-down ropers that have done some horse trading with him that talk about Tyler's ability with a horse. So, I mean, when you have multiple people in multiple events talking about how good someone is with a horse, you're doing something right.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, and it's not just the ones that he has. I mean, a lot of people, I mean, Casper, that I won the world on last 2.5 times. I mean, he come from there. Cheese, that's where he got started. That was at Pearson's house, which we were all practicing with him and stuff. But I mean, he's the one that gets the credit for getting him started. Yeah, he does very, very good with the horse.
What's the hardest thing about keeping a bulldogging horse going? Is it in the box or is it somewhere else?
Keeping them flat-footed in the box, and you got to have a horse that everybody thinks, oh yeah, we just need a runoff. Well, you need a runoff that's going to stand dead still in the corner and go as soon as you drop your reins, but got to stand like a statue beforehand. Like that's the thing. There's a lot of them that can run. There's not a lot of them that want to stand at attention and then run. And then you've got to have them to where they have a pattern in the field, and that's another thing people don't realize. Like Cheese is a hard horse to get along with. Cheese is going to make a big left step. I like it because I'll ride a little bit further than what I need to and get a good head catch, and then he sets my feet astride off to the left. So I've already got momentum coming my way. Whereas a horse like Casper or like how Scooter was, they're going to run really, really tight. They're running hard, but they're really going to pull you through the horns, and your feet are going to hit a little bit more straight. You have a little bit more on their head, but in return, I've got a lot of momentum coming to the left off of Cheese. So, and on Cheese's deal, if you was to run a steer on him and you get off just a skosh early, that big lead swap is going to cause separation in there, and you're not going to get as good of a go as you're wanting. So he's a horse that you've got to get with and practice on and stuff like that. And that's where I find I have the most success with him, especially on steers that you got to see a step or something like that, because steers that aren't running quite as much, he's going to get me there just as fast as that hard runner, but then he's also going to scoot out the way, and I can already be working on my run before where everybody else is waiting on their feet to hit the ground.
That sounds I'm looking at Andy and he's trying to figure this out. I'm like, don't worry.
No, I'm listening. I'm
That just sounds horrible. My knees hurt just even talking about that sort of a deal, but let alone to be practicing all the hours that you guys do. On a funner side here, when you're in Vegas, what does your routine look like?
For the day?
Yeah.
Last year, let's see, I'd get up at about 6, go to the gym. Central actually brought in Andrew Shea from Shea Competitive Edge. He was a trainer that came in, worked out with us, stretched us, all kinds of stuff. We had several of us that would go in there and see him every morning, shower, grab a little bit of breakfast, go to the convention center all day long, come back probably 3 o'clock or so, start getting everything ready for the rodeo.
Yeah. Post rodeo, just hope for the buckle ceremony or anything. Go to bed after that.
Oh, definitely go to bed after that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I say, that breakfast is probably the only time that you ever get a slow down meal. Everything else, you're moving pretty fast.
Going on that. Do you get kind of like that 3-4? I mean, throwing them steers as fast as you're going, do you kind of get the aches and pains about halfway through, or do you feel like you're pretty solid all the way through that?
No, man. Like I said, all fall we run so many steers. Man, I get more sore from the gym than I do steer wrestling by far. Yeah. Like I can definitely overload it there. It's been a while since I've overloaded it in the practice pen.
You ever get, do you still get pretty jacked up before the rounds, or are you just cool, calm, and collected?
I'm cool, calm, and collected. We can have a conversation. We can tell jokes. I can do your taxes before we run.
I'd prefer that to not happen. Go ahead.
He's probably pretty good at doing taxes. There's a lot to it as a cowboy.
Absolutely. I'm not good at doing taxes.
Well, he has a really good tax person.
I pay a guy for that shit.
Yeah, I can count, but I don't need to be doing that.
Count my steers.
Yeah.
So how do you and Sarah juggle everything? Because obviously she's very successful in the futurity and barrel racing world as well. So you guys do a lot of just passing by?
Yeah, we get to go together a good little bit, like especially now that she's doing a lot of the futurity stuff. Like she left Louisiana today. She's heading up toward Cash's house. That's where all of my stuff is right now. And for about the next 3 to 4 weeks, that's kind of what we're going to all use as a hub to kind of go in and out of. So I'll be able to see her a bunch during that time. All the futurities and barrel races and a couple rodeos she's going to is all within 2 or 3 hours from there.
And how many horses is she usually trying to bring along?
She normally brings a bunch. She's just bringing 2 of them this year. She's got one good futurity colt and one good roan horse that she's running. Just going to kind of pretty much go on a vacation right now. Just kind of take it easy, get to run 2 good horses a couple times a week, and take it kind of slow. All of our young stuff is either getting broke or a little bit too young to be broke right now. She had a kind of a skip year as far as how many colts she had and everything. This was kind of the slowest one that she had, but she got a really, really good futurity colt out of it, and her good horse is still going. So she gets to kind of take it easy and have fun right now.
Do you get to share your opinion, or do you have to kind of stay in your own sandbox?
That was a dumb
Tread
question.
lightly.
Yeah. You're married, aren't you?
He's brilliant. Doesn't
How's that
even
work?
answer.
What's the chance that she's going to listen to this? I'm not answering that.
I love her so much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you a good barrel racing husband?
No.
Yeah.
Do you video
Buckets
at
and
all?
videos and the whole
I
thing.
can carry a bucket. I'm lucky to be on feed patrol.
Yeah. Just leave them alone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
I've got 2 barns between my dad's house and our place. And in the barn we have, we got 8 and 6, so 14 stalls there. We got several covers and all that kind of stuff. And like we got a couple places to put horses and all that kind of stuff. And out of all that, I've got 2 stalls, 2 horses under the roof.
so. What did you ask him before? Yeah, that's not no opinions
no.
taken here.
Okay, let me put it this way. I added on to our barn at our house.
Yeah.
Put 4 more stalls in there to have more room for my horses.
No.
She just got 4 more horses.
Right. Yeah. Thanks for that. Yeah.
The shoe fits. But honestly, though, talk a little bit about the breeding program that she's put together, because you were telling us she's now on many generations of the roan horse.
Bling that she used to have. Yeah, she's got a Grand Ranger. That's the roan that she's running a lot right now. That's a grandson off of him. She's got Rambler, which is a full brother to, not a full brother to Ranger, but pretty dang close. It's the same bloodlines as the mare, back to the same stud. They look identical. He's not going to be broke till next year though, but that's the next one that she has of that. The Ranger's dad, the stud, actually died a year ago, so those are going to be done now. But yeah, she's got several little roan horses hanging out around the house, and she's kind of excited to get to working with them. We've got, like I said, we've got them of all ages all around the house right now. So
Any chance any of those can run by a steer?
I think they can, but it's convincing her to let me try it is where it's at.
Driving a hot nail and trying to keep them halfway. You can't keep them sound. I mean, maybe I'll take them for a little while and see what happens here.
That's still not how it works. It's a grand idea, but it's not going to work.
Yeah, no, that's kind of it's one of them deals to where no matter what it is, like even a garage to where you clear it out, man, this looks good, and all the wife sees is like, I could put so much more shit in here. It's going to be unreal.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But this is a time to kind of brag on your wife too, because you had to have stolen some things from her. Obviously, not.
She swears I stole her luck. If you ask her, she and I met in 2015. We started dating in 2016, and she made the finals in 2015. And 2016 was her last NFR, and that's the NFR that I won. And she swears that whenever I got with her, that I stole all of her luck.
So she won it back, or how's this work?
No, she said now she just got to ride it out and just stay with me. She said she got to stay as close as she can to her luck, I guess.
That's positive.
Mm-hmm.
Not a bad deal.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, the futurity thing though, that's we're again just having that conversation with Brittany about how much that futurity deal has changed up to where like you don't have to go beat up and down these rodeos.
That's what she keeps. I mean, she keeps going up and down. She always says, she'd love to make the finals again. And I told her I'd love for me and her. That's a goal of mine.
Cool.
I'd love for me and her to each have a back number with the same last name on it.
Yeah.
I said, it would be awesome and a cool thing to do. But she's having so much fun going to the 3-day barrel races where she can bring the horses that she worked with for the last couple weeks and just see them progress a little bit at a time each week. She loaded up and went to Memphis a couple weeks ago. Got to bring a trailer full of horses. Went and stayed at Will Loomis and Jenna Loomis's house, good friends of ours, and just go hang out. And the girls went to the barrel races the whole time. Me and Will rode around the Ranger at his house like a bunch of old grandpas, just looking at all the new stuff that he had. As me and Will always talk, we're getting so old because we start getting excited whenever one of us gets a tractor or something like that. It used to be like, man, you should have seen we did the bar last night. Now it's like, look at this old thing we got going on.
Take a look at this lawnmower.
Yeah.
That a zero turn by a guy with a cup holder.
I'll tell you. We all got a army green Ford Ranger with a camouflage stripe, and I think it's the coolest thing ever.
Sounds cool.
I know.
Yeah.
All right. So obviously, we know that you want to get to 7. But if there was somebody else that was to win a world title, who would you want it to be?
out of guys that have made the NFR.
Yeah, I mean, of your circle of friends, who do you think is due?
I mean, I'm partial to the kid because, like I say, because he's growing up with me. But I know Cash will have one before he's done. As far as all the bulldoggers out there, especially the guys that make the NFR consistently. I mean, it is anybody's game here in the Thomas and Mack. You stub your toe the wrong way in here, and you're done. I mean, you miss a steer, it's extremely hard to come back from. And that's the thing. Like, I mean, so many guys have been so close. Will's going to have one before it's all said and done. It's just a matter of time of whenever everything lines up for him. I mean, he's had it in his hands twice, and just it's just the way it falls in here. But I mean, any of those guys that make the finals at any given year can pull it off. If their horsepower's working, if the draws get going in their favor in this building, and if you get on momentum, I mean, it's hard to stop somebody with momentum in this building.
So after 2 more years, it's pretty much you're going to have a lot of support for other guys is essentially what you're saying.
I've got support for him right now, dude. If I don't ever get to 7, if I don't ever win another one, I'm still pulling for everybody.
Yeah.
Roy Duval said it the best. He said that at the end of the year, they give a buckle away that says world champion. He said, if you can hold that buckle up and know that you helped everybody else to be the best that they can be, and you still came out on top at the end, he said, nothing makes it better than that.
Yeah. It's funny too, because like in my opinion, the 2 groups that are the tightest that commingle the most alike
you must be about to say the bulldoggers and the hazers, because I don't think anybody else. You're about to say bronc riders.
Yeah. Well, I can put the hazers in conjunction with the bulldoggers. But
now let's watch you sweat.
Yeah, exactly. That Riley Webb was onto something, man, because that look that he has, I hate this. I feel like a garfish getting ready to go in a pot.
So the bulldoggers and who?
Bronc riders.
Bronc riders, yep.
Yeah, but
agree.
Yeah, it's just one of those things to where those are really, really tight groups, though. And I mean, just the commingling of it, it's like one's too big to do the other, and the other one's not big enough to do that one. But
you ever sit in the box whenever the team roping's going on?
No, actually not.
It's fun to watch.
Yeah.
Go see how many team ropers you see push other team roper steers.
Yeah,
it don't happen.
Start at 0. Yeah. No, that's a valid point. I mean, I wasn't going to be dogging anybody, but no pun intended. But yeah, but again, to the support of that side, to where everybody's kind of cheering everybody else on. And I mean, yeah, like you said, you look at the steer wrestling side, and there's nothing but steer wrestlers in the box or whatever helping everybody out and cheering everybody on.
Mm-hmm. So they steer wrestlers, we go above and beyond to help each other out, because like I say, that you help somebody out today because you're probably going to be the one that needs help tomorrow.
Right. That's awesome.
Well, at the point of the day where we needed some comic relief, we were sure glad you stepped up to the mic, Tyler. So,
oh, happy to be here for you guys.
We want to congratulate you again on world title number 5, and we look forward to seeing you back here in Vegas.
Well, sounds great. Hopefully be back next year.
Want to experience more of the NFR? Then visit NFRexperience.com, and we invite you to subscribe to NFR Extra on Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and wherever you're listening right now. If you like what you've heard on NFR Extra, we would love it if you gave us a 5-star rating and tell your friends how to subscribe.